Genesis 22. After these things God tested Abraham, and said to him, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. Then he said, Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I will tell you. So Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son. And he split the wood for the burnt offering, and arose and went to the place that God had told him. Then on the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place from a distance. Abraham said to his young men, Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go over there and worship, and then return to you. So Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it on Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand and the knife. So the 2 of them walked on together. But Isaac spoke to Abraham his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here I am, my son. Then he said, Here is the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? Abraham said, My son, God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering. So the 2 of them went together. Then they came to the place that God had told him. So Abraham built an altar there, and arranged the wood, and he bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar on the wood. Then Abraham stretched out his hand, and took the knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. Then he said, Do not lay your hands on the boy, or do anything to him, because now I know that you fear God, seeing you have not withheld your only son from me. Then Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behind him was a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. So Abraham went and took the ram, and offered him up as a burnt offering in the place of his son. Abraham called the name of that place, The Lord Will Provide. As it is said to this day, In the mount of the Lord it will be provided. Then the angel of the Lord called to Abraham out of heaven a second time, and said, By myself I have sworn, says the Lord, because you have done this thing, and have not withheld your son, your only son. I will indeed bless you, and I will indeed multiply your descendants as the stars of the heavens, and as the sand that is on the seashore. Your descendants will possess the gate of their enemies. Through your offspring all the nations of the earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned to his young men, and they arose and went together to Beersheba. Then Abraham lived at Beersheba. After these things Abraham was told, Milcah has also borne children to your brother Nahor, Uz his firstborn, Buz his brother, Kemuel the father of Aram, Kesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethuel. Bethuel became the father of Rebekah. Milcah gave birth to these 8 to Nahor, Abraham's brother. His concubine, whose name was Reumah, also bore Tebah, Gaam, Tahash, and Maacah.